So a second last method of inverse Laplace transform is a partial fraction method. We can find out the inverse Laplace by a partial fraction method. For that, we should know when there is a proper fraction of a rational function, the ways of writing that partial fraction. There are mainly four possible partial fractions that we come across. The first one is a linear factor in the denominator. So here you will observe x plus a into x plus b are the linear factor in the denominator. Partial fraction is written for linear factor as a upon first linear factor plus b upon the next one. So for each linear factor, there is a constant in the numerator. That is about first. When there is a repeated factor like x plus a bracket square, for repeated factor, there will be a one more constant. So you will observe a upon x plus b upon x plus a square. That will be the correct partial fraction for a repeated factor. Third possibility is we have a quadratic factor in the denominator, x square plus a. X square plus a is a quadratic factor in the denominator. So whenever there is a quadratic factor in the denominator, its a numerator is a linear term like ax plus b. So that about a partial fraction for a quadratic factor. There is another way of writing its partial fraction. It is in complex form. Like x square plus a is a factorized x plus ai, x minus ai. But this partial fraction, we are not going to use it. This is mainly you are using in successive differentiation, because that time you know the nth derivative of 1 upon ax plus b, nth derivative of 1 upon ax plus b is that minus 1 raised to n factorial a raised to n upon that ax plus b raised to n plus 1. So to use that formula, you are factorizing the quadratic factor into complex linear factor also. That is in successive. But in Laplace, we use only this one. Why we are using this? Because we know a standard formula for inverse Laplace of x upon x square plus a square. Okay, or s upon s square plus a square, that is a cos at. Okay, so that formula is we can use it. So because of that, there is no need to take the complex factors like this. Okay, so this one is the formula you should remember for partial fraction in Laplace that we require. And lastly, last one, when throughout in the equation, everywhere x square appeared. If throughout equation x square is appeared, there is no term of x there in the rational function, then a simple partial fraction also works. That means a denominator is x square plus a, but still we are writing just a in the numerator. Why? Because everywhere x square is there. That means this is considered as linear in x square. This is a linear in x square there. Why? Let I show you the difference here. If you observe this rational function and this rational function, there's a difference. There's a difference of this one. Here is a linear term. Here is a linear term, and this linear term leads to this type of a partial fraction. But here, everywhere is x square. Only x square is there. Because of that, a simple partial fraction works there. So that you should remember there. Okay. Even though if you write here the partial fraction like that also, like ax plus b upon x square plus a square, that x square plus a plus cx plus d upon that x square plus b. This is also correct, but unwantedly it becomes a complicated there. So simple partial fraction, you can use that there. We'll see the example that becomes more clear then. Okay, so examples are really simple. We get the answer in one step, but the lengthy calculation is in getting the values of constant there. So question 1 is on the screen. I want a partial fraction first from you. What should be a partial fraction for this function fs?
A by s plus 1 plus bx plus c by s square plus 1.
Yes, correct. Very good. So we can start like this. One upon s plus 1 into s square plus 1 is equal to a upon s plus 1 plus bs plus c, this is my bs plus c upon s square plus 1. So that about step number 1. Step number 1, we should start with the correct partial fraction there. Okay. Now our aim is to get these values of ABC. Or before that, I will give this as equation 1, which is mainly we use to get the values of ABC. I will tell you one thing, that we get the answer already here. We get the answer already there, and that answer is inverse Laplace of a upon s plus 1 will be a into e raised to minus t, plus b into s upon s square plus 1 will be cos t, plus b cos t, plus c into 1 upon s square plus 1 is a sin t. So already we got that value answer, but ABCs are important. And to get the ABCs, there are different methods. I will use this method, just cross multiplying by this denominator on the both sides. So we left with 1 is equal to a times s square plus 1 plus bs plus c into, yes, anyone? Is it okay? A into s square plus 1 plus bs plus c into s plus 1, that is a cross multiplication. This denominator gets cancelled. Any doubt here? Now, after this, to get the values of ABC, there are two ways again. One of the way, yes, equating the coefficient of s square, s and constant, that is one of the way. But the simplest way is we put certain values of s and we get the values of ABC. Now, this equation is valid for all values of s. So which values we should replace for s here? The best values are obtained by equating denominators to the 0. If we equate the denominator of a to the 0, we get the value of s, for which we get the value of the constant a only. So what should be s? We should replace s by
-1, sir.
Yes, correct. If we put s is equal to -1, you will observe what will happen now. So why we selected? Because equating denominator to the 0, s equal to -1. So we get 1 is equal to, now this we replace s by -1. So this is a into -1 square plus 1, that is a into 2. And this term goes to the 0, is it? So we got a equal to 1 by 2. Any doubt in getting the value of a? So what should be the value of s to get the values of b and c now? Yes, anyone? What should be the value of s we should replace? Now there is s square plus 1. Now there are two ways. One way is we can put s by 0, s by 1, and we can go that way. The other way, equate this denominator to 0. What is the value of s then? Yes?
Sir, it will come to
-1.
It is a minus iota, or just iota. Okay, you can put plus iota or minus iota, because s square is equal to -1. So s is plus or minus iota. S is plus or minus iota there. So you can put a complex value also. We are going to replace s by iota there. So if you replace s by iota, you will observe 1 equal to. What about the first term? If you replace s by iota, 0. So I square is a -1, minus plus 1, 0. Plus, here is a bi plus c into I plus 1. Any problem up to here? We replace s by iota. So let me simplify this RHS. This is the bi square, that is minus b, is it? It is minus b, multiplying term by term. This is minus b, then plus ci. Sorry, this is minus b plus c. That is one thing. That is real, plus I times. Now if you replace here b plus c. Any doubt in this step? Just what we done, we collected real terms together and complex term together. Any doubt? What should be next step to get values of b and c? What should be next step?
Sir, minus b plus c equal to 1.
Yes, okay. And
Sir,
b plus c equal to
b
0.
plus c equal to 0.
correct. So equating real and imaginary part, minus b plus c is 1 and b plus c is 0. And now these two equations together gives us the values of b and c. So can you tell me the values of B and C should be? If you add these two equations, you get
Sir,
2C.
C will be 1 by 2.
C is a 1 by 2 and A should be, sorry, B should be, if C is a 1 by 2.
Sir, plus 1 by 2.
B is
B equal to minus half.
Minus, sorry, sir. Minus
1 by 2. So are you getting the values of A, B, C, how we calculated? So we got these values of A, B, C. A is 1 by 2. We obtained by putting S equal to minus 1. To get a value of a B, to get a value of a B and C, we replace this S square equal to minus 1, so S by iota. And we got two equations for two unknown. Solving that, if you add these two equations, we get 2C equal to 1. So C is 1 by 2. And then as C is 1 by 2, if you replace that, so 1 minus half is half, but B is a minus half then. And that's the values of A, B, C. So a last step is left now. Thus, L inverse of. So L inverse of a given function becomes now A upon S plus 1. So value of A is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 upon S plus 1 plus Bs plus C. The value of B is a minus 1 by 2. Bs plus C upon S square plus 1. That's 1. And here is a last step. So 1 by 2 is a throughout constant. I am writing throughout, it is outside. Can you tell me 1 upon S plus 1 inverse?
E to the power minus 2.
Inverse of S upon S square plus 1?
Cos t.
And inverse of 1 upon S square plus
Sin
1?
t.
Sin t. And that's the end of the question. So which is the tricky part? The tricky part is getting the ABCs there, or it's not tricky, I will say it is a lengthy only. It's a lengthy calculation little bit. Otherwise, the examples are really simple there, really simple. We got an inverse Laplace as a 1 by 2 times e raised to minus t minus cos t plus sin t. That is the inverse Laplace of given rational function fs. This is one of the way of getting the values of ABC. There are multiple ways, I'm saying. There are many ways actually equating the coefficients. You can not necessarily you can put a complex iota, you can put some two more real values there. Okay, there are other ways. The best values are but equating the denominator to the 0. Once you complete, tell me. We'll move to the next question. So 3 more questions we have to do it. So this is the first one we finished. Total 4 questions on partial fraction. We are going to finish it right now. Which covers all different types of partial fraction actually. So this is a case where one linear factor is there and other quadratic. When there is a one linear other quadratic, it comes like this: a upon s plus 1 and bs plus c upon s square plus 1. That is the case here. Okay, I think you completed it. So let me move to the next then. Yeah, very good. Asif. So next question. Next question is on the screen now. So you think now it's complicated. It's cubic equation in denominator. So what should be done first?
Sir, we have to divide.
Divide. Actual division? No.
No, sir, by...
Sir, by making it in the formula of a minus b to the whole cube.
A minus b whole cube. Not. It is not a complete cube. Whenever the rational function is given, here is a rational function, and our aim is to get an inverse Laplace. If it is a quadratic, yes, we can make a complete square if there is a quadratic equation in denominator. But it is not quadratic; it's a cubic. So for cubic equation, you can try to find the factors first. So our aim is to get factors of the denominator and then partial fraction. Now again, I will tell you
by putting values like 0 and 1.
Pardon?
to get the factors, sir, by putting values like 0 and 1.
Very good, correct. So that is a hit and trial method, correct. So to get these factors of this cubic equation, so as this is cubic equation, there will be 3 factors, is it? So suppose that factors are ABC. ABC are the factors of this cubic equation. There is one property. That property says the product of the factors or the product of the roots of equation is a constant term. This constant term -6 is actually the product of all the roots. So we can use that property that itself tell us the possible factors. The possible factors of this cubic equation are the factors
1, 2,
of
3.
6. Yes, correct. 1, correct. Then
2, sir.
1, 2, minus 3.
3 or 6. Okay, this 6 is divisible by 1, 2, 3 and 6. So these are the possible factors there. And these possible factors you can attach plus or minus sign also. But there is one more property. When there is alternate plus minus sign, all the factors are positive. Okay, all the factors are positive. So I'm using properties. If you're not interested to use properties, don't use. Just say plus or minus 1. Now these are our trials. These are trials for the root. So we have to replace it one by one. If you replace s by 1, you have to check whether the equation satisfies yes or no. So if you put s equal to 1 there, we observe this is 1.
Yes, sir, it satisfies.
Yes, we get 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6 and that is a 0. So it satisfies. But that is not satisfied for s equal to -1. If you replace s by -1, what happens? You get -1, -6, -11, -6, which is not 0. So -1 is not a root. So +1 is root. There is no need to check for minus actually because alternate plus minus signs are there. So this indicates the roots are all positive only. So s equal to 1, it satisfies. Similarly, you will observe s equal to 2, it satisfies. S equal to 3 also satisfies. So it indicates there is no need to check for 6 because already we got all 3 factors there, all the 3 factors. So in this case, we obtained the roots by hit and trial only. Hit and trial, but the trials we taken particular which are the factors of the constant term only. So let I write this given equation as L inverse of 2s square minus 6s, or L inverse will take it right later on because first we require partial fraction. 2s square minus 6s plus 5 upon. Now we already observed 1, 2, 3 are the factor. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 are the roots. So factors will be s minus 1, s minus 2, s minus 3. So that we get that s equal to 1, 2, 3 as a root. Okay, so what about partial fraction now? A upon s minus 1, b upon and c upon. So a upon s minus 1 plus b upon s minus 2 plus c upon s minus 3 is a partial fraction because the factors are linear. How to get the values of ABCs then? To get values of ABC, cross multiply 2s square minus 6s plus 5 is equal to a times s minus 2 s minus 3 plus b times s minus 1 s minus 3 plus c times s minus 1 s minus 2. Are you getting? Which values of ABC should be replaced? Sorry, which values of S should be replaced to get ABC?
Sir, 1, 2 and 3.
Very good. That's 1, 2, 3. Just equate the denominators to the 0. So if we equate the denominator of A to 0, we get S equal to 1, S equal to 2, 1 by 1. So put S equal to 1. Now if you replace S by 1, you will observe what happens. Here is 1 minus 6 plus 5. 1 minus 6 plus 5, that is 7 minus 6. It is a 7 minus 6. And or I will write it if you can do it directly also. 1 minus 6 plus 5 is equal to a into this is a
2.
minus 1 minus 2 and you got a as a 1 by 2. So put s equal to 2. put s equal to 2. So 2 square is 4, 4 into 2 is 8. 8 minus 12 plus 5 is equal to b into, actually 2 is there, so 2 minus 1 is 1, minus 1. So b is equal to, is it a minus 1?
Sir, -1.
Okay, correct. And last, s equal to 3. 18 minus 18 plus 5 is equal to c into 2 into 1. So value of c is a 5 by 2. Correct. So this is the way we get the values of a, b, c there. If you have the doubt, yes, you can ask. If not, is there any problem? Any problem in getting? Yes, Dilshad. Any problem in any of the value of a, b, c there? We replace s by 1. So if you replace s by 1, yes, correct. It's a 2 minus 6. But I think I written the answer. Yes, Dilshad, you are correct there. It's a 2. Because it's 2s square. So 7 minus 6 is 1 only I taken there. The answer is correct. We got ABCs now. Last step then. Last step will be L inverse of, I am writing here as there is no space. The value of A is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 upon S minus 1. Value of B is a minus 1. And the value of C is a 5 by 2. So what is the answer then? 1 by 2 e raised to t minus e raised to 2t plus 5 by 2 e raised to 3t. That's the end of the question. Once you complete this partial fraction, the next steps, last two steps written here. So, are you completed? Okay, Asif completed, very good. So, third question on partial fraction. I want first step from you only. So, we have to calculate L inverse actually. But it is not, quadratic factor is not in proper form actually. So, quadratic factor should be in the form of s square plus a square or s square plus a only. So, this linear term we don't want there. So, what should be done? What should be done to get rid of this linear term? Yes, anyone? No answer from anyone. Yes. This is a rational function as denominator have the factors, but this factor is not in proper form. but
Sir, s plus 1 to the whole square plus
correct,
1.
complete squares. That's I'm expecting actually. So s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. So that factor can be written as s plus 1 bracket square, which is s square plus 2s plus 1 plus 1. So this s plus 2 also we have to arrange in that form. That is s plus 1 plus 1. So every s is in the form of s plus 1. So what we can do it, we can take e raised to minus t out by first shifting property, and we can left with L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 into s square plus 1. Is it clear? What we done? We use a first shifting property as every s is in the form of s plus 1. E raised to minus t is taken out, and we left with L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 into s square plus 1. What should be a partial fraction now?
Sir, a upon s plus 1 plus bx plus c upon s square
Correct.
plus 1.
So whether we done this already? A upon s
Yes,
plus
sir.
1.
Yes, sir. We have
This is
done.
the
Sir.
same question, that is first question we started. Okay,
Sir, 1 by 2 e to the power minus t plus
correct.
cos
So
t
I will
plus
write it
sin t.
here directly. E raised to minus t, L inverse of that is 1 by 2 upon s plus 1 plus minus 1 by 2 s plus 1 by 2, is it, upon s square plus 1. So this is the example number 1. You have to see the same steps that you have to write it to get the values of ABC. Put s by minus 1, put s by iota, and get the values of ABC, and we will get the answer as e raised to minus t. This 2 is a constant taken out, and yes, it's e raised to again minus t plus
Cos t, sir.
cos t, not plus, actually there is a minus sign, my mistake. This minus sign, this minus will come here, minus cos t and plus sin t. That is the answer. What are the missing steps here? The missing steps are getting the values of ABC. Find ABC. Find ABC. That is the missing steps in this question. Don't write directly in the exam like this. You should show the calculation of ABC also. Okay, that's one. After this, one last question. So once you finish, tell me. So are you completed? Can we take last question? Okay. So last example on a partial fraction is on the screen now. You can tell me the step number 1.
Sir, we'll convert the base as we did in the previous question.
Yes, correct. It is a complete square, s plus 1 bracket square plus 2. As all quadratic terms are there, so we are doing that. S plus 1 bracket square plus 1, and here s plus 1 bracket square plus 4. So by first shifting property, e raised to minus t will come out, and we're left with L inverse of s square plus 2 upon s square plus 1 to s square plus 4. Now, can anyone tell me the partial fraction?
Sir, ax plus b upon s square plus 1 plus bx, cx plus d upon s square plus 4.
Is it correct?
Sir, both are quadratic.
Then
Sir, it should be a by s square plus 1 plus
Yes, sir, a by s square plus 1 plus b upon s
b
square
s
plus
square
4.
plus 1.
so the best one is this one, a upon s square plus 1 plus b upon s square plus 4 is the better partial fraction. Yes, as plus b and cs plus d is also okay, but that is a complicated. You have to find the value of 4 constant. That goes lengthy there. Why we can able to write a and b that one? Because throughout in the rational function everywhere s square appeared. This is s square, this is s square, s square. If at least one term of s is appeared in a linear, that is, suppose here is s plus 2 or here is s plus 4 anywhere, then this partial fraction is not work. So there you have to write as plus b only. But right now we can write only a and b because s term will not appear there as per the partial. So this is the partial fraction. Cross multiplication. Cross multiplication gives us s square plus 2 is equal to a times s square plus 4 plus b times s square plus 1. This is s square plus 1. So which values we should replace now? Which values we should replace? Put
Is equal to 4.
s square. You can
Sorry,
take
2
s.
are
You can put s square equal to minus 1 directly. This s square equal to minus 1. Okay. If you put s square equal to minus 1, what happens? Minus 1 plus 2 is 1. You got value of a as 1 by 3. Is it? Because we are putting s square by minus 1. So a is 1 by 3. And if you put s square equal to minus 4, we get a value of a b. If you put minus 4 plus 2 is a minus 2. And here 2 by 3. So a is a 1 by 3, b is a 2 by 3. So the numerical will become, this numerical will become e raised to minus t L inverse of the value of a is 1 by 3, 1 by 3 upon s square plus 1 plus 2 is there. Sorry, no, sorry, plus b upon s square plus 4 is there. So plus 2 by 3. That's a partial fraction. Out of that, let me take that 1 by 3 is a constant outside. So e raised to minus t upon 3 as it is outside. What about L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 1?
sin t.
Sin,
Correct.
sir.
And inverse of 2 upon s square plus 4.
Sin 2.
2
Sin.
sin 2t.
And that's the end of the question. We got the answer here. This is the answer. So question looks very, very complicated, but it's if you see, if you go here, partial fraction is simple in this case, and we got the answer there. Any doubt?